I had a pretty typical childhood of the 60s and 70s. A mother, father, an older brother, as well as my grandmother, all living together as a middle-class family in northwestern Ohio. My father was a blue-collar worker, my brother excelled in sports, my grandmother was like my second mother, and my mother, a strong-willed stay-at-home mom, was the nurturing force in my life. I was a quiet, shy kid, not especially good at anything, but just an average child of the times. I was a bit of a mama's boy. She always encouraged me at whatever I tried and was always there to watch me. At the Little League games, the elementary school music concerts, the junior high band concerts and basketball games, high school football games, and award ceremonies. Throughout all my childhood years, I always felt safe. I was in a good family. We never had any problems that I was aware of. I had all that I ever needed. I went to a typical school, I played sports, went to the dances, worked a part-time job, and had my own car. I had no worries. I knew I would graduate from high school, attend a local college like my older brother, get a job, and settle down in my hometown. Life was good, and I had no fears. High school graduation came and went, after which my mother and I went to one of the local colleges for orientation and enrollment. She had a plan for me, just as she did for my older brother. Her kids were going to graduate from college. They were going to do what she and my father had not done. Fall semester in college was uneventful. I lived at home, made a short commute to the school every day. Christmas break came and went. School would start again on Monday. I worked late Sunday and came home after my parents were already asleep. I found money on my desk for school books I'd need this semester. My mom had left it there. Typical. She always thought of everything. I had no worries. She always had my back. My father went to work early in the mornings. My mother always got up with him and made his lunch, and then he'd leave for another day on the job while my mom took care of the house. I had a morning class that day and had just gotten out of the shower when I heard it. It was an odd sound for so early in the morning. My mom must have dropped something, I figured. I didn't give it much thought and continued to get ready. I went downstairs to get some breakfast. I've never been that same happy, carefree person I was back then. I've changed. I changed in one mind-numbing instant. I don't know if the change was good or bad, but I do know I changed forever on that dark, cold January morning. I remember as I looked up into the early morning sky that day and wondered what would happen to me. What would I do with my life? I couldn't even imagine waking up the next day, or the day after that, or the day after that. My life was no longer safe and secure. Random things could happen at any time, with no explanations. Just cold, hard reality. My mother had died from a massive heart attack at the age of 49. My father wandered through the rest of his life mourning my mother, never really recovering from the loss. My brother married, raised a family, and mourned privately. My grandmother, having lost her daughter, tried to fill the role of my missing mother. For many years, I was affected by my mother's death. Today, I'm older than she was on the day that she died. The death of a person who had such a great influence on your life is hard to come to terms with, especially when it happened so suddenly and tragically. When I went down for breakfast that day, I was the one who found her dying on the kitchen floor. Seeing her last breaths of air leave her body as I frantically screamed out for my brother's help is an image that is not easily exorcised from the mind. I eventually moved on to finish college, marry, raise a wonderful family, and just live life. But I've always selfishly cursed the demons that robbed me of my mother so many years ago. Yes, I lost a mother, but my father lost his wife, my brother lost his mother, and my grandmother lost her daughter. We all lost on that cold, dark January morning.